Okay, everyone, let's continue on to Section 8, Automation and Orchestration with ACI. REST API with Aci Toolkit. Okay, everyone, so we begin Section 8, and Section 8 is an interesting one. And the reason why I say that it's an interesting one is because the IT world, or if we want to go modern, the IT ecosystem, it's moving towards automation, and it's moving towards automation and orchestration. The reason why is the times of manually configuring each setting on a Cisco switch, on any device, no matter which manufacturer it is. By configuring it manually, we waste a lot of time. And as we get our environments bigger and bigger, because everyone now has an IP-enabled device. So everyone will have a device that will have an IP address and it will run on someone's network, right? With that said, the networks are scaling in a very, very fast pace, in which you can no longer log into every single device to do a configuration change or implement a new configuration, right? So this is where automation comes into place. And with automation, we bring also programming. So programming is the foundational tool that we use to build automation scripts, right? And basically what the automation is what you should do manually by clicking and going and manually typing each time. You actually create some scripts with some instructions to do that repeatedly. Or you build an instruction that will be executed at a certain time, or if you set a scheduled task or something like that, then it's going to start running when you say it so. So it's all automated, it's all fully made to give us more time to dedicate to things that will improve the network performance, or it will allow us to learn more stuff, right? Anyway, so automation in ACI is no different. ACI is built with the mindset of an automated network. And with that said, ACI has the APIC. So the ACI APIC has a built-in REST API interface. And this is a REST API module. Basically, this tool right here, what it allows you to do is perform a call or reach out to the APIC by pushing an API call. And in that call, you set an instruction. Like, for example, we want to get some information out of the fabric, meaning I want to see a list of all tenants, right? You don't want to go into the GUI and click every tenant and start writing it manually, right? No. You go and do a REST API call into the fabric and to the APIC. You point to the APIC, and you extract that information, and you can even format it to your needs, right? Not only that, you can configure. From the REST API, you can send a configuration script to create a tenant and create the endpoint group and create the bridge domain. Let's say you have the requirement to build 50, 60, 100 tenants. Are you going to be doing that one by one? No. You build a script, you feed the script with the information, and literally run the script, and it will grab all the information and build that in no time. And literally in a matter of seconds, you're going to have something that will take you at least a day or two, right? So with that said, there is a couple of items that we had to take a look at. One of them is the object store browser inside your APIC. So you have an APIC, and in every APIC, there is an object store browser. And what that is, this is a dictionary of all the objects and functions and packages that the API and the APIC has for you to manipulate and make your configuration changes. So let's say we want to create a tenant, right? So if we want to create a tenant, there's going to be a Fabric virtualization package called tenant. So usually it's FV and then tenant. Once you invoke that in the script, then you can generate that tenant. Obviously, there's a couple of steps. Okay, so what programming language do we use to invoke this command? Python. Python, ladies and gentlemen, it's here to stay. And not only in the ACI world, but I think pretty much everywhere. In the compute side, networking side, security side, everywhere, Python, it's literally dominating the automation world. And the reason why is it's very, very straightforward to learn. If you have at least some background in programming, or you understand some basic of it, it will not be too hard for you to start making some Python scripts. Okay, if you are not in the programming scene or you don't know too much about it, don't worry. A couple of wikis, a couple of videos will give you a lot of information in no time, and you're going to be building Python in less than you know. It's very, very, very user-friendly. Still, there's a complex syntax and all that, but it allows you to learn it easily, and this is what I personally believe and I've seen. Okay, so we want to build an instruction, and the instruction is to create 20 tenants, right? Inside those tenants, we want to have EPGs, bridge domains, and contracts, etc. So how do we find the variables that we need to invoke on the script in order for us to build that execution script or that automation script? So we get and log in into the ACI APIC by pointing the browser into this URL ending in Visor. So Visor, it's the name for the object store browser. And let me go ahead and bring it up so you can take a look at that real quick, okay? Okay, so I am in my APIC, the Visor HTML page. And this is the HTML site for the object store browser. We logged in using the same credentials as the APIC. And from here, we can do that search. Let's say we want to find a DN for a particular module or a particular object, right? Or what kind of class is. You're going to go into the tenant class, and then under there, you're going to have those particular options that you can invoke in your Python script to do the automation piece, okay? So let's say we want to find the FV, right? So we type FV, and right after you type FV is the Visor is going to tell you all of the particular objects that you have available in the REST API for you to build those scripts and find information and configure stuff. So you can see the bridge domain, fabric virtualization, bridge domain. So this is the package and this is the object inside the package, okay? So we can say here, endpoint group, let's see, EPG summary. We can see the task for the EPG. So probably this is going to be to configure a particular task or build an EPG. And if we keep going, or we can just type T, so we can sort via T. There you go. We have the FV tenant, as I was talking to you previously. It's basically all of the information for you to find. Oh, I wonder what calls do I need to make in order for me to configure a contract. Okay, so you find anything that relates to contract, and then you can go ahead and invoke that command and invoke that object and invoke the action in Python and configure your script. Obviously, it's not, I am telling you, there's a lot to it, but this video is more like give you an introduction of how do you automate stuff in ACI, okay? And then once you click anything, right? So let's say we got right here the Fabric node. So it's basically giving me the information from the Fabric node. So let's say FV tenant and then run query. And if we don't add anything, we're going to get all the information regarding the tenants. So we got the infrastructure tenant by just calling the class, and then we should have the comment. And remember those tenants, those are the tenants that we built on the previous videos, okay? So you see, from here, we can do a REST API call by invoking the FB tenant. So in the Python side, if we do a printout of that, invoking that, we should get this information. And from there, we can filter and we can do a particular report out of it, right? Very cool. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so we took a look at Visor. Now we know how to get those objects, right? Now, there is a very cool module for automation, for the ACI automation called the Aci Toolkit. And this is something that can be found in GitHub. And then from GitHub, we invoke that and download it. So we do basically a get, we grab the whole package, and then we can use that, which is pretty much built for you, so you can do your automation piece a little bit easier, okay? So what we need to do is the following, right? We need to get a machine, obviously a computer, a desktop, or virtual machine that can be used to do the automation, right? So we build the scripts, and then we run the scripts from this machine, and we point to the APIC management IP, and then we send that request, that API call, to either get or push or pull that configuration into the Fabric, okay? So we build that environment, and usually when it comes to automation, I would strongly recommend having the environment in a Linux distro. I personally use Ubuntu. You can use other flavors, but for me, Microsoft is going there. Windows is getting there. but I think Linux is more complete and has more flexibility when it comes to automation, right? And obviously we need to install the Python libraries and the Python distribution. So we have to download Python and install it. We will do that on the video. Okay, so let's go into the Aci Toolkit prerequisites. We need to run it, like I mentioned, on a Linux distro. Ideally, we want to download the following modules, which we need to install the toolkit, right? So the Aci Toolkit will have a setup Python file, and then we invoke that Python script, which will install all our dependencies, and it's going to build the Aci Toolkit environment in our VM, and then we can start playing with the automation scripts, okay? So once we do that, we get this information, and we should be ready to play with the Aci Toolkit and do some automation. Okay, there's another way of doing it, and it's by running it on a Docker container, and this is Docker containers, which is all prepackaged. So on the container, everything is all done. You don't have to do anything of this. You just get the Docker container and run it, and you'll have everything ready to go. Okay, so that's another option. So let me go ahead. Let's jump on the virtual machine and let's configure all this, and let's go from there. Okay, so I am in my Ubuntu virtual machine. I built an Ubuntu 20 VM, and we're gonna build the Aci Toolkit environment from here. Okay, so let me go into root. Okay, so we are in the root shell. So let me go ahead and begin the process. Okay, we are updating the distro for all the repositories, and now we are upgrading, and it's going to take quite a bit. Okay, so as this is running in the background, I'm going to hit pause, and once it's done, we'll resume. Okay, so it's completed. Now let's install Python, and we want to install Python 3 because Python 2 is already deprecated. It's end of life. You don't want to use that one. And cool, it's already built in. Awesome. And now let's do apt-get install Python. This is pip. Pip has installed. Now we have to install something called the setup tools, which includes a lot of dependencies for the Aci Toolkit. If you want to know a little bit more about the setup tools, we can go and check right here, do a quick Google, and then okay, so this is basically what it is. So let me go ahead real quick, and this will be a PIP3. Okay, it's already installed. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Now, let's go ahead and install the Aci Toolkit. First of all, I want to show you the GitHub site, and then we can go from there. And here we go. And basically, if you scroll down, you're going to see the option to install the toolkit by doing a git, or if not, you can install it or push it with a container. The container will have everything pre-built. You don't have to do anything of that. You go straight into the automation piece. We have to run Docker in the environment, okay? So let's go ahead and get the git, and I have to get that first and install git, and then once I install git, then I can go ahead and invoke that command. Okay, so it's installed. Now let me copy the syntax so we can clone the repository from GitHub. Paste, and now it's downloading all the Aci Toolkit files, okay? Cool, so we're good there. Next step, based on the information, we want to go into the Aci Toolkit folder, and then we want to run the setup file, the setup Python script, sorry. So let me go ahead, and you can see I love to use copy and paste, but hey, it's there, why not use it? Okay, so now we want to do Python 3, setup, and it started, okay? Okay, so it's telling the Flans distribution is not there. So let's install that real quick, or pip3 install. There we go. And it's telling me that it requires a lot of stuff. Okay, so it requires all these prerequisites. Let me go ahead and install them, but you see them right here, right? So the only thing you have to do, up arrow, and let me install the WT forms, paste. Okay, so it's installing WT forms, done. Next, up arrow, this one right here. This is for the database piece of it. Okay, now we'll install that particular. Now it requires this one, dominate, up arrow, and requires visitor. So let's install visitor. Cool. Now let's install dominate. Oh, install. Perfect. And one more, the WT forms, which I believe I installed. Okay, perfect. It's installed. So let's run it again and see if now it doesn't fail. And let's see. Here we go. And that looks way better. And boom, it's done. Awesome. Okay, so now we have the toolkit ready to go. Let me see if everything looks good. Yes, it does. CD scripts, ls, oh, perfect. And then CD samples. Ooh, there you go. Okay, awesome. Let's stop here. I'm going to stop the video. On the next video, we're going to play with this. We're going to do an API call into the APEC, and we are going to play with those scripts right here. All right? See ya in the next video.